Welcome to Remedy Podcast, inspiring nations with the gospel of Jesus Christ. This is Teo Makombe. And today we are going to talk about discipleship, lifestyle discipleship. A lifestyle discipleship, one thing I can say about it is that we don't do discipleship. It's a life we live and discipleship happen. What is discipleship? To all nations of the world, we have heard the scriptures, go preach the gospel. And I have sat down with a lot of preachers who believe when Matthew 28:19 say, therefore go make disciples of all nations. And if I ask the questions after I read that scripture, they will say, you just say go preach the gospel. Many times from experience, I realize people don't understand the Bible as it is. They understand the Bible as they are. From culture, from languages, from different nations, they understand things the way they are instead of the way the things are. Discipleship is one of the most misunderstood subjects. That's why it's not done. That's why we actually prefer to bring people in one place and make one man show, which is preaching the gospel. You will find so many churches in the world stuck on the first one. Preach. That's all is done inside the church building. But what Jesus meant when he said, go make disciples of all nations, he meant to do a big work, a strong and powerful weapon to make a movement for Jesus Christ. That's what he did. That's what he commanded everyone who believes in him to do. However, the world has created something we have come to understand as preaching the gospel. So we have so many preachers. Let me explain 3 phases of discipleship to see how far we go in those phases. Phase number 1 is the motivational phase. When you motivate people, they don't fully understand what they are going to do next. They probably understand they have to wake up to something and it's time to understand what it is. Then you take them to the next phase, which is informational phase. The informational phase is when you sit down with the people, inform them what you just wake them to do. They woke up to something. It's a time to understand what it is. They will ask a lot of questions. They will ask for practical exercises, examples from your own experience. They will challenge you. They will probably oppose what you're talking about until they understand what it is. That is the second phase. And some churches are stuck on the first phase, which is a preach. Don't ask a question. People will just listen and stay there and enjoy. It is beautiful. Evangelists will tell you they enjoy talking. I enjoy talking. But I know that's not where the result is coming from. It's through practices, a lot of practices. Now we are going to the third phase, which very few will be able to even try. The third phase of a Great Commission is a transformational phase. How do you transform a human into change agent for God's kingdom? A disciple who make disciples. That means you have motivated someone, you have informed someone, and it's time you transform them to become what you have become yourself. Remember, the scripture says, go make disciples of all nations, but in the end of the scripture says, I will be with you till the end of the age. That means Jesus is doing everything, but he wants you to stand there because you're the only subject people can see and understand what Jesus is speaking to them. And again, it's not necessarily our own words. It is his words, not just because we read it. He will still speak today. Sometimes he will surprise you when you go because he will speak through you. But people who are listening to you, they have to see you, the only Christ they can see, because you have been transformed yourself into his image. And the best thing we can do to preach the gospel, to inform people about the gospel, to transform them, is to be transformed ourselves by renewing our mind, by changing our characters, our behaviors completely to a point when people see us, they are confused a little bit because we don't look like everybody else. So they have questions, we will answer them. But again, the main point here is that Jesus has been allowed in our lives to preach the gospel and save people. And again, these are 3 phases of a great commission. The greatest responsibility of every believer. It is not a suggestion, it's a command he left us to do. Every single day of your life, you have to be thinking as a believer in Christ. What have I done the past few years? What am I doing today? Or what am I planning to do? Are you confused about what to do? Train yourself. Find someone to train you. Read the Bible. Ask God. Pray. Because living this life without a purpose is the most terrifying thing. It is more terrifying than death itself. Even if you are a believer, but you are not informed what you're supposed to be doing today, you are among billion confused people on planet. People of the book, the followers of Jesus Christ, we are not meant to be confused by anything. We are the ones to explain to the world what needs to be done. Believe in him and follow him with your whole life, and you will never be confused. If you are obedient in Jesus Christ, confusion will go away. So many of us believed, but stopped there. The only hope we have is that Sunday will come and we'll go to church. But I'm telling you today, you don't need to wait for Sunday. Every single day is the kingdom day. We have to serve. We have to be following every single day. We have to be aware of what Jesus might do with and through us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this podcast. Discipleship, a lifestyle discipleship, is the main thing we will be talking about the next few days. And I thank you for your patience. I thank you for the comment. And every question you have, ask. We will be able to help you as much as we can. The Great Commission, the greatest command, the greatest responsibility of every believer: go, make disciples of all nations. Go as far as you can go, and Christ will meet you there. God bless you, and see you next time.